Hello Internet! Both my roommates are gone this weekend, so I figured what better time to make a video. And today I want to talk about something very special to me, Star Wars! Being the giant Star Wars nerd that I am, I couldn't not talk about the fact that Star Wars came out on Blu-ray last week and that more stuff has been added to it. I haven't seen the Blu-rays, I don't know what's been added, so I can't really speak to the quality of the editions, but now it's time for something I like to call why I don't have a problem with George Lucas adding stuff to the original trilogy. There's one reason that some people give that a lot of people write off right off the bat, but I'm going to say it because I think it's true anyway. This is George Lucas's creation. He made all of this up. It's his universe to build as he pleases, and quite frankly, he can do whatever the hell he wants to it. And if he says that he would have done this if he had the technology back in the 70s, I believe him. Look at what he did to episode 1. It wasn't a movie full of plot, it was just a kid playing with his new toys. So that's the first reason why I don't have a problem with George Lucas adding stuff to the movie. Because quite frankly, they're his movies. He can do what he wants. I know a lot of people are like, no, we like it the old way, shut up! If those are the movies you want to watch, they still exist, they have been released. But that's not the movie he wanted to make. And now he has the chance to make the movie that he wanted, and I feel like we should watch it. I think George Lucas is a little bit crazy, but I respect him as a filmmaker. He really was a pioneer for a lot of things. He did some groundbreaking stuff in a lot of his movies, not just Star Wars. He's been involved in so many other projects. This really is his masterpiece, and he probably wants it to be the best it possibly can. Maybe he'll never be perfectly satisfied, but if he wants to keep fiddling with it and adding to it, I'm willing to play along. So, the first time I saw Star Wars, I was 4 years old. And to a 4-year-old who's born to be a nerd, that is like the coolest thing ever. There's spaceships and laser things, and lightsaber battles are amazingly cool, and people who can move stuff with their minds, and it's just, there's nothing in there that a nerdy 4-year-old will not love. So my dad showed me and my brother the movies. We absolutely fell in love with them. We watched them over and over and over again. And then when I was like 5, they were re-released for the first time with new stuff. And my brother and I were so excited. This was already a favorite movie, and now there's more of it. And we just thought that was the coolest thing ever. We got the special editions and we watched them over and over again, and we found all the new stuff, and we just thought it was so cool. Having not had 20 years to become attached to the original movies, we didn't look at the additions as something that improved the movies or took anything away from them. We just thought it was so cool that there was new stuff being put into something that we already love. I'm really excited to see what's on these Blu-rays and what's been added, and if maybe it won't add anything to the story, maybe it'll detract something, but it's something new, it's something Star Wars we haven't seen before, and I am really excited about that. So I guess for me the biggest reason why I don't mind stuff being added to the old movies, or how crappy the new movies may have been, is because it was something that I loved when I was a kid, and it's something that made me really happy when I was a kid, and every time I watch these movies I get that back a little bit. And I think that everyone kind of wants to be a kid again, and none of us really can be. But for me, watching Star Wars is something that reminds me of what it was like to be a little kid, and how I felt when something new got added to it. So every time something new gets added to Star Wars, I get really excited because I remember what it was like finding the new scenes and noticing the little stuff that got changed when I was a kid. And maybe if I were to go back and watch the original theatrical releases again, I would like them better and think that they were the best renditions of this movie ever. But really, I just don't care, because the special editions and the new stuff always made me so happy when I was a kid, and I don't ever want to lose that. And I think that people get angry when stuff is added to Star Wars for the same reason that I get excited when stuff is added to Star Wars. I first discovered Star Wars and all the new stuff is getting added, so that's my experience of Star Wars, is it's always being added to and changing, and new things are coming into it, and I'm always excited about it. But for a lot of people, they first discovered Star Wars when it was stagnant. Star Wars stayed the same for 20 years, and anyone who discovered it within that window, that's going to be the Star Wars that they love. And that's going to be the Star Wars that they want to hang on to. For me, Star Wars has always been something dynamic, and that's the Star Wars I always want to keep. So I will never be angry when something new is added to it. I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with me, but that's okay. Star Wars is so big and so important to so many people that I think we should all be allowed to love it in the way that we want to. And if some people don't like the new stuff, it's okay. They don't have to. But they don't have to ruin it for people like me who have grown with Star Wars. And I know new isn't always better, but new is always exciting.